What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video.
Yeah. I'm speaking truth from the cell to the streets. Did 24 years, now I'm finally free. H strong standing, no chains on me. Ex-con, ex-gang, but my soul found peace. Taught by the struggle, pain made me wise. I seen homies fall, seen mothers cry. Now I'm here to teach what the system denies. From the darkness I rose, Tupac in my eyes. This channel ain't clout, it's the scars I show. Life lessons in these rhymes so the young ones know. Dubs on the mic, watch the wisdom grow. If you walk through the fire, let your spirit glow.
Today's video, I'm going to talk about something that I don't think has ever been spoken about, right? And that's when prison hits go down. Are all prison hits the same? They're not. The way people get moved on, as far as the Southerners, I can't speak for anybody else, right? As far as the Southerners, you're going to have two shooters on you. 99% of the time, both of them are strapped. I remember a time when we were sending two dudes, one strapped, one not. And the cops would, the reason why we were doing that was because the guy that wasn't strapped would usually come back in 30 days, hit the yard. And so we were able to send messages back and forth to the hole in that manner, right? And then the cops changed up and started charging them both with the hit, the attempted or whatever it was. And so once they did that, then we put a knife in both of their hands. And I remember specifically a cop asking me, hey, why did the program change? And I said, that's my question too. They're both going to get charged with an attempted. They might as well both have a weapon, right? You guys did this. The cops play a lot of games, man. You know, and there's another story I could tell about them being mad about certain things and the way they try to manipulate the situation. Maybe I'll tell that story later. But on this one, is every hit the same? No. And what I mean by that is, like I said, there's going to be two shooters. That's going to happen. That's a fact. Because you can't move on somebody and then have him get the upper hand, take the piece from you, and then fucking, it's not a good look, right? You send two, and if they know what they're doing, because we never would send two dudes that didn't know what they were doing. If it's a youngster that's never done something, he's going with somebody experienced, right? But I'm talking about, let's say you're on the yard, right? Something happened, whatever it was, and you got an issue coming. But you got your closest homeboy on the yard. So we're going to have a situation where when this dude gets moved on, when you get moved on, there's also going to be a crew that's going to be following your homeboy. And if he takes one step towards you, to aid you, to assist you, he's going to get whacked too. And all you're doing is trying to help your homeboy. That's what a lot of you guys are thinking, right? He's just trying to talk. No, he's sticking his nose where it doesn't belong. I talk about it all the time, man. In prison, one of the main ways to not get caught up is never stick your nose where it doesn't belong. That's why I've said, you know, several times in the comment section, you know, all these people that want to put in their 2 cents on a lot of prison issues from out here on the streets, want to put their 2 cents in the comments. If you've ever been on a yard, you know damn well you would be like, hey, that shit ain't my business, Holmes. Whatever's going to happen to that bottle's going to happen. It's not my business. The reason why is because you can inherit other people's problems that way. By getting involved, sticking your nose in other people's business, you're going to inherit some problems. I remember specifically, we had a dude hit, and he's from a really big neighborhood. And when we hit this dude, he had 3 homeboys on the yard from his barrio. And one of his homeboys came over to me and he wanted to trade. He had a watch. It was a nice watch. And he wanted to give me a watch for some dope, right? We actually had a crew on this dude. And so when he came over to me and we're talking, he says, hey, something's going to go down today, huh? I feel it. And then I looked him in his eye and I said, I'm glad you came over here and you're sitting next to me right now. And his face immediately changed. He said, you're going to get my homeboy? Because he knew there was an issue with his homeboy. He had been on B yard, and for whatever reason, B yard gave him a pass. When he came to our yard, charle. There was no pass for that. And so when I told him, and he looked at me, he's like, damn, you're going to fucking hit my homeboy? And I said, it's none of your business, Holmes. Just stay right here. I said, if you get up, you already know, Holmes, don't go near him. And he said, nah, I'm going to stay right. Because he had been around. He had actually been hit once before on some political stuff that was fixed. And he was like, fool, I'm sitting right here. And he goes, man, that's fucked up, homie. B-yard this, B-yard that. I said, this ain't B-yard, Holmes. I said, I don't know if B-yard saw everything that we saw. But what was presented to us, there's no way that it can be overlooked, eh? One of your own homeboys even made a statement in there that incriminated this dude, and he's going to get it. That dude got hit 33 times that day on the yard. I got sent to Ad Seg. The cops were all mad. I got sent to Ad Seg, then got cut loose, came back out. But that's just so you guys know. I've never seen it in a Hollywood movie. Hollywood don't know what they're talking about. This is the realities of prison. That's what we talk about over here. And what I'm comfortable with, right? But if you were to ever land on a yard with your cousin, your brother, your closest homeboy, you don't even have to be from your neighborhood. If you have shown that you're super loyal with someone and that vato has an issue, just know there's a crew that's posted up to blast the dog shit out of you if you go in that direction. I remember a J-Cat came to the yard. And he was claiming that to his Sally was a youngster. And he had told his Sally that he was a legend. And his Sally believed him. He wound up getting whacked. The J-Cat and that youngster, he gave this dude his loyalty. The J-Cat never earned his loyalty. He talked him into being loyal. That youngster got the dog shit whacked out of him. That's the reality of prison. That's why when I always talk about where you're from doesn't matter once you get behind those walls. That's just an identifying thing, right? Oh, that vato's from over there. That's it. When people ask about, well, what if somebody's not from a neighborhood? They're a resident. If you're running with the Southerners, you're equal with everybody. Neighborhoods don't matter when you get behind those walls. Anyways, that's my video for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones you love that you love them, man. I'm out of here.
Welcome to Vario Liquors, home of the coldest beer in the 209. Chilled to a perfect 32 degrees. From mix and go drink kits to both classic and exotic spirits, we've got something for everyone. Visit us at 1870 Countryside Drive, Turlock, California. Catch you at the Vario.